So you're talking to your boo or your booski, all right? Boo, booski, whatever it is, male, female, all right? Your man or your girl. And you don't get back a text message. Or there's a skip day, you don't get a GM cutie. Or you don't get a good morning, my handsome prince. I don't even know. Some of those are kind of cringe to me, but you're not getting your text message that you normally get. And you're talking to this person consistently. So what? So what? Don't freak out. Don't freak out. We have to remember to be patient. What's that?
Oh.
Even how I am patient with my kids coming in, excuse me, and interrupting my videos. That's just life. That's life. That's how it goes. But you gotta be patient. Thank you. A tragedy could have happened. Don't go jumping to the worst case scenario. Oh, they're not feeling me no more. Oh, they don't love me. Oh, so on and so forth. Oh, this is the end of it. I knew it wasn't true. I knew he was a liar. I knew she had all kinds of men. There could have been a tragedy. They could just not be a morning person. All right. I'm not a morning person. Now, I am a morning person by default. I got to get up. I get up early, but then I go back to sleep and then I start my day. I have some things that I have to do in the morning to help my wife out. And then I try to get into a little bit of my routine. And if I'm still too tired after my quick morning routine, I'll go back to sleep, which probably defeats the purpose of being productive. But there are some days where it works for me because there are some nights where I got to go to bed late because I got 3 kids. And they all are in different things. And sometimes, that's just what happens. So this person may not even be a morning person. And they got up late, had to brush their teeth real quick, throw on some clothes, get out the door and go to work, and just forgot. Now, if you don't get the GM, lover, midday comes, you don't get anything, you don't get a good night, and this has been consistent. They've been communicating like this consistently. And all of a sudden it cuts out and it goes a whole day, then you have reason to go, hey, what's going on? Hey, what happened? But, give people some grace and give people some space. Let me read to you Romans 8:25. This is according to the ESV. All right, that's the English Standard Version. But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. So you ain't seeing no text message. So this goes for dating too. You ain't seeing no text message. You ain't get no, I'm sorry, babe. You ain't get no, hey, sorry about that. I've been very, very busy. You ain't see it, but you still have to wait for it with patience. All right. Anything that's worth having is truly worth waiting for. And this is no exception. Don't fly off the handle and ruin a good thing not knowing what the situation is. Now, when it becomes habitual, when it becomes a pattern, then you have reason to be like, I'm out of here. Pack your bags metaphorically and bounce, because if you're dating, you shouldn't be living with them anyway. That's just the truth. I'm out of here. Bye. If it's been habitual, well, 1 or 2 times, things happen. Things happen. And when we fly off the handle, when we go too far too soon, we risk looking like the crazy insecure ones. We risk looking like, oh, why are you so clingy? So on and so forth. So just chill. Just chill. If you got to give it a day, give it a day. And then say, hey, what happened? And then explain your expectations. Explain your expectations. Because when you're in that courting stage, you should be talking frequently anyway. You should be talking frequently. And, excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat. That's why I got my little lemon ginger tea. This is lemon ginger tea. for me this morning. Let's switch to the tea. Wait for it. Give it some time. Give it some space. Because we can ruin a good thing. We can ruin a good thing in its developmental stages. And like I was saying, a man who likes you, who really, really likes you, and this goes for girls too, right? This goes for women too. When people like you, they're gonna talk to you frequently. There's no doubt about it. They're gonna talk to you frequently. So if they miss the morning, they're gonna hit you in the afternoon. If they miss the afternoon, they're gonna hit you in the evening and explain what happened. Hey, I'm so sorry, I got tied up doing this, and that. And then your regular, whatever your regular cadence is, whatever your regular text messaging pattern is, it should go back to that. All right, after a mishap. Now, they have mishaps every week, and they're not legitimate. And they just get far for, hey, my grandmother died, my cat died, and then my friend's aunties, cousins, nephews, hamster fell out of the window on the highway. And it's like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? If they get increasingly crazy, then that person might be crazy and you gotta go. All right, but outside of that, give it some time. Give it some time. We have to be patient. And this is a test of, will your relationship stand the test of time, right? Because things will happen. Things will happen in your partner's life. Things will happen when you get married. Things will happen in your spouse's life that are outside of your control. And so this is almost testing ground for how you will handle the future. And that's how I looked at when I was dating. That's how I looked at so many different women, is in the little things that happen, and little hiccups that happen, how do they react? If you want to date and you get a flat tire, your cheap car, blah, 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 I can't stand you, you broke, blah, 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 blah. That's a sign for how this person will handle bigger things. When I met my wife, our first date was to the movies, and then we had some lattes after, because we both don't drink coffee. And, she was willing to pay. Now, I don't believe in a man not picking up the bill, especially on the first few dates, especially. But I'm of the old school mindset that the man should be picking up the bill. All right, that's just that's how I grew up. That's what I believe. And especially in the first 5 or more dates, the man should be covering everything. If he wants to date you, he wants to court you, he should be able to foot the bill. That's just how I feel. And if he can't foot the bill, then he may not be able to date right now. And understand that a date doesn't have to be a $500 dinner every time. A date can be a walk in the park with some coffee, with some lattes. A date can be, I had a date where we went hiking. My wife went hiking and she brought me a honey bun because she knows I like honey buns. Now that defeats the purpose. We're taking a hike and she gave me some snack cakes. That defeats the whole purpose of working out. But it was the thought that mattered, and that was a date. We met, went to a park for free, hiked free. The only thing anybody paid for was if we had something to drink or we had some snacks. That's a date, right? So understand that a man doesn't have to pay thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars every single time. But if he's not willing to take you out on something, then you got to figure out, unless you're frugal too, because that works out for some people. Some people like a real, real frugal man, and he's going to do everything for free, and you like that, that's fine. But I'm just of the mindset, hey, the man should be taking care of the woman. But I digress. When I noticed that she was willing to pay the bill, I said, okay, so this is the kind of person where, and I didn't let her, all right, I didn't let her. But this is the kind of person where if something major happened financially, this is how you have to think. All right, you don't have to voice all of these thoughts out loud when you're first dating somebody. I don't think she knew this until years after we got married. And I told her what I was thinking in that moment. I knew that if we fell into some hard financial times, which in our marriage we entered some interesting times. And you know how we know what the economy is doing. The economy is economying, and we know what's going on out here. I knew that if we fell into some hard times, that she would be willing to step in and step up. I knew that. So I knew that I would have a true partner and I wouldn't be alone. Now I believe in taking care of her. I will take care of as many things as I possibly can. But I know that she's willing to do her part as well. And be on the lookout for those cues, be on the lookout for those signs. And so you don't want to be the person, if you come across somebody who thinks even a little bit like me, or they heard some of my videos and start thinking like me, you don't want to come across a person where they're like, oh man, I don't know how to handle that. Maybe this ain't gonna work. You don't want to be the person on the other end of that because you decided to jump to conclusions well before it was time. Think about it.